What's up, YouTube? It's been a while. I've been traveling. You know how you work out because you want to take care of your body? Sometimes traveling takes care of the mind, and that's exactly what I did. Man, I've been traveling, and now I'm going to cover my trip. Just kidding. I'm going to get to crypto, but just a second. This is me. Does anybody know where this is? This was me in front of the Berlin gate, the Brandenburg gate. Some bad dudes rode through here in Berlin. And I took a photo. Okay, and then this photo here is like a really fancy church with a lot of gargoyles and stuff, and it was really cool. And then there's this thing, the Seattle skyscraper was in Berlin. I don't know how they did that, but that was there. And then I went to a modern art museum, and I saw this really fancy chair, and probably worth about $50 million, and just incredible the art history in these modern museums. And including this one. This is just a urinal, and the guy signed his name on a urinal, and he just laid it down flat, and it's worth more than your life and my life combined. There are people with talent, and then there are people that are off the charts, and this is an example of an incredible artist that literally just pulled a urinal off the wall and made it an art piece, and now people take photos of it. All right, and then this is me in front of the Eiffel Tower, and what is special? Does anybody notice what's in front of the Eiffel Tower? The Olympics. They were getting ready for the Olympics in Paris. I talked with all the French people. The French people are absolutely rude. Everybody in French is, if you don't speak français, parlez-vous français? They are rude. They do not like you. And so, yeah, I had fun in Paris, guys. Had fun in Berlin. And Berlin has a lot of graffiti everywhere. Paris is clean as a dime. Paris, you have to wear multiple layers every time you leave your house because all the cafes, the chairs are faced outwards, and all you do is you people watch all day, and that is the life in Paris. Everybody is super hot. All the women are hot, but you cannot talk to them because if you do not speak French, they will be like, pardon me. Excuse me, sir. Leave me alone. But whatevs. All right, guys. I'm going to talk crypto. You can see we got a little bit of a bull run recently. I don't know if it's sustainable, guys. I think it's off of, you got Trump and you got JD Vance, both two guys that are bullish on crypto. And I think you're going to have a little pump on that. I don't know if it's long lasting and sustainable, but boy, oh boy, it is cool. I am a believer that in the second half of 2024, leading into the election, you will have a catalyst, and that is the American election of Donald Trump if he wins. Which it's looking that way, but again, it's always going to be within a 1 or 2% margin of error because that's just the way the United States is. It doesn't matter if you try to assassinate a president or not. Half the country will not vote Republican, and half the country will never vote Democrat. That's just the way it is. So it is looking like a Donald Trump, JD Vance victory, but time will tell. And if that's the case, I do think it's bullish for Bitcoin. I do think you will see a spike to an all-time high near the end of next year. So when I see massive dips, sure, I would like to buy, but I'm not looking for a quick get rich quick in crypto. Especially like right now when I see Bitcoin, which has already ran up. I'll show you guys here this chart. Seen the last 7 days. This is crazy. I don't want to be just like buying right here. I should have been buying down here, right? So don't feel like you got to get in right now. I think you'll have many sell-offs because November is quite a while away. How am I doing on all my DeFi projects? Well, you guys know that I have them listed in the link below. I do want to highlight one project that I've been in since, I believe this is May 27th, guys, and it has just been crazy. This one is Polyvera, and it has been printing. Let me show you guys right here. I've got 55,101 in there. The withdrawals are, I would say, pretty immediate, and this one was part of my June challenge, and it's really the one that lasted the longest. So I want to shout out their team just because give respect. Respect is due. I really appreciate when projects actually last, especially this one's, I think, two plus months. Don't quote me on that, but that's pretty good. May 27th to June 27th. Yeah. So I love it. I've got 2 stakes in here. I've got the BEP20 stake, and then I've got the TRC, and always seeing withdrawals come through. Even by the end of this video, there may be a withdrawal that comes through, and I will show you. All right, so that's what's going on in crypto and in DeFi. The projects that I believe are done is this one, GAF. And then I tried doing a withdrawal on Prima FX and it just got rejected. So I'm thinking this one rugged. And so that's really the only projects that or the DeFi projects that were left from that June challenge. So with that said, yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this crazy, like I was talking with my mother the other day. I was like, I feel like we're living a movie because I was on the flight back from Paris and we landed in New York City. I pull up my phone and it says former President Donald Trump has been shot. And I'm like, what? Within 8 hours. And then I'm like, there's no way this is real. Like, this can't be real. And then not only was he shot, but he was missed by an inch. And it nicked his ear to draw enough blood to create this iconic photo of him raising his fist. And I'm like, there's no way this isn't a simulation. This is a video game played by some AI. This is nuts. All right. And then, I had a lot of frustration because you see all these like Christian posts of people that are like, God saved Donald Trump, the providence of God on display, the miracle of, and I'm like, can you imagine being the wife of the fireman that got shot? And you're like, where was that providence for my husband? Where was that God is so good for my husband? And it, if you ever see a post where they're highlighting, look at this is a miracle, and they don't tell you the full story of the events of that day, please disregard. We have to become smarter. You know, it's like, so God saved Donald Trump, who must, you know, it's like the fireman is literally like a better man than Donald Trump, okay? I mean, the guy's incredible. He saved his wife, jumped on them, bullet hit him. He it's just so funny. It's not funny. It's actually absolutely horrible, and my heart breaks for that family. I can't even imagine what they're going through. But to read, imagine her scrolling her posts and seeing how God intervened to save Donald Trump. And it's like, why do we always select a narrative that supports our biases? Why are we so ignorant? And ignorant because if you don't tell the full story, you're ignorant. And that's what I see a lot on social media. Every time something good happens, it's God. And then something bad happens, it's prayers for the family. These inconsistencies drive me insane, but it is what it is. When I was in Paris, when I was in Berlin, I spent a lot of time with guys, my traveling partners, that are getting doctorates in philosophy. And what I appreciated about my conversations with them is their ability to do critical reasoning, their ability to change their opinion when new data comes in. And the point of philosophy isn't to be right. It is to follow a process that leads toward truth. And you may not always get there, but the one thing they don't do is begin with the conclusion in mind and then look for data to support their conclusion. What they do is they like the form of an argument, the studying logic, the ability to hear a claim and instead of say, well, the claim is true because of the claim, because I think it's true, I feel like it could be true. It's evidence-based conversation. And I really appreciate that. And so that's why when I came back to the States, I saw what happened. I'm like, okay, this is messed up. This is insane. Am I living in a movie? But then I see the reaction and it's it just seems silly how Homo sapiens, let's call them, our species, we tend to interpret facts through the lens of our biases. So if you're a person of faith, God intervened and saved Donald Trump, but you won't mention the fact that God didn't intervene or protect or, you know, and then I hear the verses at the RNC last night from Ben Carson, and he talks about like how the righteous man is saved by God. And I'm like, you not think the fireman was more righteous than Donald Trump? Like, but there's no mention of that. And so it's up to you and me to become critical reasoning people and to not listen to what's said, but to listen to what is being left out. To not just listen to what's being said, but to listen and see whether someone's credible by what they leave out. And if you're seeing a bunch of posts about, oh, this, you got to use your head, folks. Anyways, and that's the same with crypto. It's if you watch YouTube videos, always listen for what they're leaving out. The reason the FUD Farm channel has been successful in the past is because we never tried to leave anything out. I would tell you about a project, I'd tell you that it fits in the category of gambling, not investing, and then I would tell you all the risks. I'd give you the fear, the uncertainty, and the doubt, and a lot of you have subscribed, and I appreciate that. Speaking of which, I did just get my withdrawal from Polyvera. You can see I have a French fashion mini golden doodle. He's walking the runway. It makes me think of Tex. Um, so the withdrawals are still working, Polyvera. I love that they're quick like that. And yeah, that's really it, guys. I'm not really in any crazy projects at the moment. Um, I I think the only DeFi play is Polyvera. That's it. And so right now I'm looking at doing more trading. I'm also watching for dips on companies like Nvidia and Tesla. I've done really well this year in those names, and I want to continue to do that. Let me know if you want me to cover more stocks, more investing opportunities, what I'm looking at in the greater market, not just in DeFi. And I'm happy to create content around that. I don't want to be boring, and I don't want to just shill anything that, I get offers all the time, and clearly I turn them down for the last 15 days. Haven't even made a video. It's like, well, yeah, you lost a lot of opportunity. I don't care. I don't need the money. I'm not looking to, be an idiot on YouTube and just try to use my audience to make me a referral commission. I've never done that. Uh, I'm I just want to find really good vehicles to put my money to work so that I can create a passive income and live a passive income lifestyle, which I've just done over the past 10 days. My whole trip's been paid for through passive income, and that's the power of crypto. It's a power of investing, dollar cost averaging. I spoke to a lot of people, even the guy I was traveling with, on the shuttle bus in LaGuardia Airport. A guy asked me what I did. I said, I don't know. I'm basically retired. And he's like, what? How? I said, just dollar cost averaging, allowing my money to work for me. I really believe the first half of your life, you got to work for money, but the second half of your life, you should be able to, if you've done things right, have your money work for you. And then, and go live your life and pursue your passions and find ways to give back and serve. If you just consume, go ahead and consume. Do it for 2 weeks, see how you feel, and then give yourself 2 weeks where you serve and give to those in need. An example of this, I was on a shuttle bus. It sounds like my whole trip is on buses and trains and planes. That would be accurate. There was a lot of backpacking. Stayed at hostels. I roughed it because I wanted just to feel the gratitude of having a house, having a bed, having air conditioning. Sometimes I'll do that. And it feels good for the soul. You just come back and you're just like, I feel so fortunate. Um, but I remember just little things like crypto, when you become financially free, your mind begins to get creative as to ways that you can be generous. And I saw this little boy on a shuttle, and he was just so cute, and his mom, and they looked like they weren't that well off. And so I waved some money to him, and he's like, he didn't know what to do because some random guys waving money. And then just before I stepped off the train, I gave it to him, and his face just lit up. And it's just fun, man. It's fun being able to do stuff like that. But who cares? You guys came here for the DeFi degen stuff, right? Or do you want me to cover more than just the DeFi degen stuff? Let me know. It's just good to be back. Thank you for watching the channel. Thanks for liking, subscribing. I do appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll continue to document. Right now, I'm trading. I'm looking at all sorts of different stocks. I use TradingView. If you guys see, this is what I kind of stare at throughout the day. I've got a lot of my lists up here: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Apple, Tesla, Palantir. And when I see sell-offs, like here, we got Nvidia at -6%. That's pretty good. About 10% over the last couple days. Um, that's really good. I'm looking at RSI. I like it when it touches here to possibly enter, but I'm waiting for. I really like this actually right now. I'm looking at about the 114, 115 level, and we're at 118. So I'll let you guys know what I do, and then I go big, and that's it. So all right, I love you guys. Thanks so much for watching the video. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.